Alright, so I just won an auction on this toilet service car. So it's a Volvo FL4. So it's a trip of 400 kilometers to go and get this. So, well, let's go get this. Alright, so I've been leaving this heater on for a few hours now. Yes. I mean, just so the engine is nice and warm. So the only problem now is I need to change the bed. I need a machine bed on right now, but yeah, I can't really back up much longer than here. Otherwise I'm just going to get stuck, so I gotta need to pull that out. Alright, so luckily my neighbor was driving by with the tractor. I was about to start the excavator, but sure looks cold. It was around -30 yesterday, but yeah, it's about -9 now, so it's not really that bad. But it looks worse than it is. Well, let's just find the gear in this one. So I've been driving for around 2 hours now, and the goal is pretty much ahead of me. That's a space school. We've actually got the S range here. It's a Swedish equivalent to NASA, just a little bit smaller. Right, so I've taken the opportunity to actually buy some steel while I'm in this city. It's always fun to bulk up on some steel. Alright, so this is Kiruna Airport. Nu kan jag ta och växla upp lite.
Jag filmar mig själv, jag hade rätt upp.
Du har filmat fel håll hela tiden. Alright, so the truck is on. And the steel is on. So I just gotta... Yeah, I need to fuel this up before going home. Searching for this. Alright, let's take this for a little spin. Doesn't really have that much power, but make this thing goes forward, so that's good. I don't think this thing is used to go in that speed. Oh, it's all red. I guess that thing smoking there on the pipe is actually or something like that. But yeah, don't catch fire now. How much soot this thing has. It's just lumps of soot. Alright, so let's have a look at this truck. I mean, the paint is in, I would say it's in mint condition. It got some dirt on it, but a little wash would make this thing shine. So I can't find any rust at all on the actual cab. On this thing, there's, you can see some rust spots here. I guess it's the blue sanitation liquid that I use, the filling in that tank. It's actually been pouring down here. So, but other than that, I've been looking through the frame and I can't find any rust. Alright, so that's a diesel heater and just the pump stuff. Alright, that's just relays. Yeah, some circuits. Alright, so this is a steam boiler. It's called ångjanne in Swedish. So normally when you're emptying lavatory, there's going to be a lot of ice buildup. The blue liquid have a tendency of actually leaking a little bit. I never really used one of these, but I heard they are kind of effective for ice. Where's this is going? So that is going. I think the lid is here, or the handle is here. Alright, so the handle is just this pressure washer. Okay. I'm not really sure what this is. I think this is some backup sensor. Some old school stuff. There is a tiny computer inside the cab where it says backup 8 or something like that. I think this is going in there. You can see this little thing. It's a BAT3000. Yeah, it says microcomputer reversing aid. It seems to be unplugged though. Not really used. What's here? Right, we got some gloves, some seat-up valves. I got a lot of these wicker seat-up valves. Here are some instruction manuals for the toilet service car. So yeah, that's the steamer. And here we got Airbus 300. Oh yeah, got a lot of different planes there. What is that? Oh, it's pretty much the same. Okay. I like these old instruction manuals. I mean, the instant you see a font like this, you know there's going to be some good drawings on here. Thank you. I'm just supposed to pull this. Whoa. So this is a tiny little TD41 engine. I mean, it's just crazy how in good condition this thing is. Just look at the diesel pump. I mean, this thing looks brand new. And that's a tiny little compressor. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a wash. It really deserves that. Alright, so that's much better. I might as well just clean the entire truck while I'm still at it. Yeah, I guess I could open this and just turn it a little bit so water doesn't just get down and stay there. guess we can get this from the other way instead. Alright, now the water won't be a problem here. So this thing is way cleaner now. I kind of got in the feeling, so I cleaned the inside too. Looks way more tight now. Smells better. Smells like bubblegum in here. Alright, but let's go for the real work here. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this yet. I guess the thumbnail for this video have already shown you what I'm going to do with it, but I don't really know yet. So you know more than me right now. But one thing I'm certain of is I'm not going to use this toilet part, so I gotta get that off. I don't think it's really hard. There are some hoses, cables, and a few bolts, and I think it's pretty much ready after that to just lift off. So all the bolts are off now from the frame here. So now I just need to take this thing off since it's going underneath the frame. This platform here is hydraulically lifted. You can see there's a hydraulic piston there. I didn't know that. So that thing is actually here. So that's the white thing. So I need to plug that. Well, that didn't fit there. I wonder if I can put this here. Alright, let's find something for this. So this is actually yick. I only have these. This is gonna work. I don't have those yick plugs. Yeah, I think that's good. See here, has kind of a dent in it. I don't think this is actually working. I mean, it doesn't look like that. Oh yeah, I might as well just cut this cable here. I got 3 hydraulic hoses I need to remove, so I'm gonna try getting it up a little bit so I can actually reach them. everything is supposed to be loose now. So I gotta try lifting this. This just a little bit to see how the weight is. So try that. Right, so there it is. A clean frame. I'm just gonna wash this. Now I can really wash it kind of thorough so I get the toilet paper off. Alright, so it's a few weeks later now. This project has been standing for a while. But I finally find a purpose for this. So I got a deal on this. I traded in the toilet thing and, well, got a deal on this. So this is a de-icing platform. It has been standing on a similar car like this, but it's a way older car and, yeah, well, kind of rusty and scrappy. So I did take this loose myself from the previous car. So it's a lot of cables on this. The problem was that they had routed all the cables underneath the chassis of the old car, so I had no choice but to cut them. I tried to mark most of them so I can trace them later on, but I think most of the cable is actually for controlling the heating of the de-icing fluid and stuff like that, so I don't think I'm going to need most of them. So this is pretty much the cabinet. I think everything here is for the de-icing itself. So my thought with this is just using the Skylift. I'm gonna scrap all the de-icing stuff. I'm not going to need that, as you know, having that. So before starting to do anything with this, I'm just gonna fit this onto the car and then start messing around with it to see if it starts and stuff like that, since I cut all the cables. So this thing is too wide. I need to remove one wheel from each side to actually get this in here. And I'm gonna remove this also. Alright, so wheels are gone and the back part, so I can pretty much fit this. The only problem now is the fuel tank. I think I can get it past the battery compartment. I'm not really sure about the air tanks. Hopefully I don't need to move them. I'm just gonna fasten these cables in the middle here. So they're looking away. Right, so it looks like these air tanks is gonna survive. I mean, I think the support is kind of here. So I'm pretty much seeing two problems right now. One is that the fuel tank needs to be removed. This support leg is gonna touch that. So, and the other thing is the suspension of this truck. I don't think it's going to be enough. I mean, you can see how far down this still needs to go. And the support like there, it's not going to be a lot of clearance there. And with the weight of this. So, yeah, I guess we're going to find that out soon. So let's see about that. But I gotta take off this fuel tank. Kind of want to pour out there. So leave it like that. Take off this. I think this is better. Alright, so let's try to back this up even further. I don't think this should touch that. Nah. So I gotta need to find some bottle to keep some diesel in that, just to mess around with this. know, something like this maybe. I don't think that's gonna work. So let's see that. So that attachment point I can keep. I just need to remove that. Yeah, that one I'm gonna take off. This one I can keep. And if I take that off, I can keep that. Even though I'm not going to be able to get all the bolts in. That doesn't really matter though. This thing kind of relies on itself. It's not going to rely on the truck when using the Skylift. It's just need to be fastened when driving with the truck. So that attachment point I need to remove. It's going to take air tanks. This I can keep, but this old hoses I need to remove. Otherwise it's going to touch the tire. Yeah, that I can keep that also. So. I changed my mind about this front one. I gotta try to save this part. I think I can fit that in, so I have something in the front. Okay, so I mean, this thing is gonna be really back heavy. I mean, it would be nice having that axle way further back, but I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully I just got some steering pressure so it doesn't put the front wheels in the air. Well, there is kind of a solution for that if this is too heavy now, and that is to flip the entire thing. So I got that thing in the back, and yeah, the heaviest part will land there. The problem with that is just that, so this is the engine compartment. Kind of hard reaching that in the front. Alright, so this has its own engine. Previously how everything was connected was that there was a start panel inside the old car, which now is cut off. So, but luckily there is a start panel on the back of this engine I can use to get this engine started. I just need to figure out how to drive the support legs without the electric. Not really sure how that was connected, so well, I guess I figured that out. So the hydraulics is coming in here to a directional valve. This is going here or here. So this is for the Skylift part and this is for the support leg. So yeah, I guess I could just manually drive this directional valve and just the seat-up valve. Well, I guess I manually can just drive the seat-up valves and get the support legs to work. Nothing of this is going to work. Like the electronics inside this, it's like a nightmare. Well, it's marked, so it's not that bad though. But the first glance it looks kind of bad. So I'm just gonna put on the battery. So this is the battery part. Okay. The thing with this is that it took fuel from the old car, so I need to connect the hoses. So this is the old fuel hoses to the engine. Right, so this is the old panel. No, this is not going to happen. So this is actually a pretty good fit here. That is gonna fit. That is gonna fit. Yeah, that too. And that one too. Yeah, that's gonna fit. Pretty exact there too. And that thing. So the only thing I need to move. So the only one that's actually in the way right now is this one. So it's the battery box there. Kind of exact actually. Yeah. I guess there's actually bolts here on the side of that, so I could loosen those up to actually get the thing between there, just to test this out. And then I could cut it up if I need to. Alright, so just when I thought that I should feel behind it before drilling, I hit the brake line with the drill. Just right on. So I need to fix this. So, and then this. Alright, so that's fixed. It was an easy fix. Okay, so I got 11 holes drilled. I think that's more than enough to keep this in place on the truck. So I just gonna rip down some old hoses and wires while I still have this up. I mean, this is just touching the tires, so that's not good. So I'm just going to get one bolt there. Can't really access drilling here, and yeah, well, got stuff behind that. Alright, so the frame is stuck now. So what's the next step here? I need to fit the fuel tank and do the electric. Yeah, well, I guess we can fit the fuel tank while we're still at it. All right, so while that is drying, I gotta put these on that holds the tank up. The problem is that the previous spot here is not possible anymore since the support leg is coming here. So this is in the way. So I'm thinking about just putting it, yeah, a little bit further back here. It's plenty of room, so I think that's a good spot.
I don't know why this is so long, but I guess we can just make it like this here. So, I don't know, this just looks weird. I gotta cut this off instead. Let's just cut it here. So, got it. Here. So, yeah, I think that's much better.
get the fuel lines from here to the tank. So I'm just gonna raise the entire car. I mean, I got the support leg, so why not? So this is not going to be long enough to reach the fuel tanks. I'm gonna need to lengthen this. So I went to the store, but they didn't really have the things I wanted. But I guess I can make it work with this. I was looking to replace this. And from this, I'm going soft hose. So this is going to the fuel tank, but I gotta lengthen the other side first before installing this. So let's do the return hose too. So I'm gonna start the engine on the Skylift to see which line is which, so I don't mix up these lines, because I'm gonna connect them to the fuel tank. Return line. Alright, so I just found this, or I just remember I had this. So I'm gonna drill this onto the tank to have both engines on separate fuel lines. It's way better having it that way. And this one is actually a little bit shorter, so it's going to reach somewhere here. So if the Skylift engine is running out on diesel, you know you can still get the truck out of there, since the truck's fuel line is somewhere down here. So it's a good idea, I think. So I'm gonna try to install this. Yeah, let's do that.
Alright. Yeah, this is a really solid fit. It's stuck there. Alright, so let's see this coming here. And that hose is coming. I guess we're gonna cut it. Maybe there.
Alright, so both engines are connected now. So this is for the track and this is for Skylift. So let's fuel this up.
The tank doesn't seem to be that dirty. I mean, it's got some rust spots on the bottom, but yeah, I guess I could drain this later on.
All the way. Installed. So let's start looking at the electrical so we can make this work without having to drive it from the valves. I mean, it's kind of annoying having to poke the holes here. So, yeah. So, since I don't have the drawing for what each number means, I mean, it's kind of hard just guessing where the cables go. So, yeah, I kind of want to rewire this. For now, I just want this to work so I can start using it. I got some project for it. And yeah, so there's a lot of relays. It's just safety features. If the support legs are down, this relay is sending power to that relay. If the actual lock is open or closed, it's sending power to the relay. So it's just sending power around these relays. A lot of safety features. So yeah, I think I gotta bring in the old panel from the old track to see. I mean, everything was working before I removed this thing. So I haven't really touched any cables in here, so I'm gonna leave that and try connect the old panel to see if I get it to work. So let's start with that. So I got the instruction manual for this. The only problem is that all the drawings for it is for the de-icing unit. It's a cabinet on the other side here. That's pretty much useless for the Skylift itself. So, but it is some kind of drawings that's usable here. So here's a lot of, it's about the heat of the de-icing and level of the de-icing fluid and stuff like that. So it's not really much about this thing itself. So this is the truck I took the de-icing unit from. It's not really in the same condition as mine. So what I gotta do is, I gotta take this panel from it. At first I thought about leaving this and just rewire and everything. Right, so I may have been a little eager cutting the cables here, but yeah, I did save the 2 cables I think was going to this cabinet. I think a lot of these cables were actually going to the car itself and for the old measuring of the tanks here. So the cables I saved was going to these buttons, I think. Alright, so these cables actually have a number on it, so they are kind of easy to know which one is which. Otherwise it would be pretty much impossible. Just gonna use this for now. Number 10, where is that? That's number 10. Alright, so I wonder what these cable, if this is the correct one here, or if this one is the correct one here. No, this one, that's the size. Let's connect that too. So now I can control each support leg. Yeah, that's pretty much it, and drive the Skylift. Alright, so you know what I'm thinking? I'm actually thinking about cutting this out and put this in the other locker up there. I mean, it works as it should when this is connected, so I mean, why not? The difference between these two are you can drive the legs separately with this. I don't see no reason why I shouldn't cut this out and just use that. I mean, I don't need this, I don't need this. Would be nice having the ignition here, but I can do that later on. Yeah, I can just... Yeah, let's do that. Let's just cut this out. Last one, we got 1, 1, 2, which go into number blue, number 12. All right.
is loose.
So I kind of changed my mind. At first I was just going to make a hole here, slapping this in, but I'm gonna just make new, smaller holes for all the buttons. Should I go? Yeah, I can use that line instead. Perfect. Right. I mean, wouldn't that be a thing when trying to close this now? It's going to touch something here. I don't know. I think it's kind of an exact fit now. Let's try that. Nah, it's good. So I gotta leave this indicator light. I don't need those. I mean, those are already here. The easiest way to actually connect these buttons is to use the existing cable. So this is pretty much that cable that comes in here. So I mean, that's already connected. So you're just gonna pull that out from underneath here. So I got the flagpole line stuck in the tree there. First mission for it. Oh, that's the furthest I can go. Well, oh, I need to clear that gutter there. As we're doing that. Oh. I can't go more to the side. You can see the limit switches. That's going. Yeah, now. It's not passing anymore. So the limit switches are there. Now I can go to the side. As a crane. I don't have any other machine at home right now. So. Right, so this thing just died. Huh. This seems like a diesel filter issue. So that's the oil filter. All right, there it is. Yeah, I gotta change that. I don't know if you can see, but I can see through the hole here, this thing. This thing is clogged. Oh, it's crazy clogged. This is just some liquid grease I had. Yeah, the problem with putting diesel on the O-ring is that it's going to dry out and the filter is going to be impossible to remove. Need this lifted onto the trailer here, so I'm gonna just use this. I mean, this should work as a crane too. This is gonna touch the ground when driving. I'm gonna push a steel pipe inside it. I think that would help. Right, that's better. So the steel pipe is just out on this side and out on that side. This. So I'm not gonna keep messing with this now because I'm in the middle of building a garage and I'm going to need it, so I'm gonna leave it as it is since it's working pretty fine right now. But there are still things I like to do with it. One is that I want to take the ignition, move it to here. So I have the ignition here for the engine. Another thing would be having ignition up here too. So if you're working on something, you can just close the engine so you can work there in peace. Not having the engine stress you out. Some other things, the old de-icing tanks, it's pretty much filling out all this place. So that is something I could remove to reduce weight on this. And the metal thing there carrying the de-icing hose, can take that away too. Not sure when the garage video is coming out. I mean, I haven't really finished the foundation yet, but you're gonna see me using this then, so you want to see some more of that. Yes, almost forgot. So since this lid for engine is here now, it's not really possible to access the engine from here, but it is possible to access the engine. Well, this is a way up to getting in that space, but the other thing is you can lift this entire top off. So it's splitted here. So you can just unscrew this and just lift this entire plate off, so you can see the entire engine, so it's easy to service it and stuff like that.